I now recognize the gentleman from New York, Mr. Goldman, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is quite shocking that we're having another hearing on this same topic. We have certainly exhausted it. I think we've probably had every single law enforcement official from Nassau County before this subcommittee. I can't say I'm going to miss that when the chairman is not going to be with us next term. But there's a lot that seems odd that we're not in any disagreement about. Mr. Thompson, I'm going to start with you. You just said that we are a nation of laws. You're familiar that there are laws governing asylum, right?
I am.
Okay, so if the law says that if you come to our border and declare asylum, that there is a process and laws that governs that, and that is included in the nation of laws that we are, correct?
Sir, with all due respect, the way it's being implemented now by this administration has never been done before. You cannot
That's not my question,
sir.
sir.
With due respect.
Sir, hold on, I just don't have that much time. That's not my question. The point is that we are a nation of laws. If we want to fix our laws, there's only one body that can do that, Congress. So you're saying we need to fix our laws. I agree. You point out in your testimony that there's a loophole that allows migrants to come into our country and exploit our system. You say, quote, many of the immigration court hearings are delayed by up to 11 years due to the lack of immigration judges. That's correct. There's a backlog of 2 million cases. Let me ask you something. Would an additional 100 immigration judges and $440 million to support them help address that loophole that you identify?
Statistically, yes.
Well, that was in the bipartisan border security bill that Donald Trump killed. And let me ask you another question. If the asylum applications were resolved within 1 year and there was no work authorization granted to the applicant until there was an adjudication granting asylum, would that help stem the pull of migrants coming to the border?
I'm sorry, sir. I missed the first part of your question. My hearing's a bit slow today.
Well, I'll just make the point. 75 to 80% of asylum applicants are ultimately denied.
Correct.
But because of this backlog, and because our law allows for an applicant to get work authorization while they wait for an adjudication of their case,
Correct.
Then that creates a pull because 75 to 80% is a significant number that are not eligible for asylum. And so my question to you is that if it were a 1 year limitation and no work authorization given, do you think that some of those 75 to 80% would not come to this country?
Some, yes.
Right.
May I just
well, the
expand upon that
bipartisan
in just
bill,
a second,
the
sir?
bipartisan bill that
Sir, may I just
Donald
expand
Trump,
upon that because I was intimately involved in that bill's negotiation.
Hold on one sec. Hold on one sec.
And I just
don't have that
for
much
the record,
time.
sir. Just
sir,
for the
please,
record,
it's my time.
It's
my time, sir. The bipartisan bill actually set a time frame of 6 months, which I think is going to call into real question due process. But the point is that, of course, if we spent money on our revamping legislatively our asylum system and spent the money that will be spent on mass deportations to actually get at the root cause of the migration by spending that money on immigration judges and on a system that can quickly evaluate asylum claims, we won't have to have a witness here telling us that fentanyl is a problem. We all know fentanyl is a problem. And in fact, we all know that the drug cartels control the border. I think that,
you're right.
I don't have a question, sir. Mr. Chapman, Sheriff Chapman pointed that out in your opening statement. Sheriff Chapman, do you know how many gun stores are in Mexico?
No, I do not.
One. Do you know what percentage of guns found in Mexico were originated from the United States?
No, I do not.
70%. H.R. 2 does not discuss gun trafficking from the United States to the cartels, which allows them to control the border and control the fentanyl trafficking.
Gentleman's time's
So
expired.
if we want solutions, we ought to look at disarming our cartels, disarming the gun trade.
Gentleman's
I
time's
hope my
expired.
Republican colleagues will do that.
Thank you, Mr. Goldman. And Commissioner Ryder, I'm sure Mr. Goldman means no absolute disrespect to the people of Nassau County, as he appreciates you keeping his summer home safe each year. So with that,